Today's video is sponsored by
Microjig, maker of the gripper. Work safer, work smarter.
Alright, so now that we have all our pieces for our face frame cut up, we're going to assemble it using the easiest way I know how, and that is with this Kreg pocket hole jig, which comes with this special pocket hole drill bits. Something to note here, our center pieces were cut 3/16 of an inch longer than what they need to be. So what that means is when we assemble our face frame and attach it to the cabinet, the face frame is going to be a little bit wider than the cabinet. And if our cabinet is not perfectly square or our face frame is not perfectly square, it gives us a little bit more room to play with, and then we can trim that up with a flush trim bit and make it nice and smooth. So let's get this assembled. Alright, so now we are going to attach our face frame. It is very important that there's a little bit of overhang on both sides and that you get this lip right here just perfect. To keep the face frame from sliding around as we glue it up, I'm going to put little brad nails and clip off the ends here. And just to make sure it is very secure to the cabinet, I'm going to put 4 pocket hole screws in here. I don't think the pocket hole screws are necessary. I've glued on face frames with no other reinforcements, no biscuits or anything, and they've never failed on me. But just to be certain, I'm going to add these pocket hole screws. So I've gone ahead and installed a flush trim bit in my router. This bearing here will ride along the case, flushing up the face frame. If you like this video, please subscribe to be notified of new content and consider sharing this on Facebook and Twitter. When I'm done with this build, I'll post a link to it here. I'm making a pair of matching corner cabinets that will have glass doors and a drawer on the bottom. The glass will have etching on there, and I'll show you a couple different ways to do that. And if you don't know, I do a weekly audio podcast with Jimmy DeResta and Bob Claggett from I Like to Make Stuff. Every Friday we put out a new episode and we talk about the mindset of overcoming obstacles, what we're doing, and basically how we make our living making things. I have a great time recording the podcast with those two. The three of us have very different ways on approaching the craft and what we make and how we organize our shops. So the podcast is kind of like a behind the scenes of what we're working on, how we overcome obstacles. We give a little insight. Sometimes we do little brainstorming sessions. Basically, it's a podcast about 3 different makers overcoming obstacles and approaching the craft in very different ways. The podcast is called Making It, and we release an episode every Friday. It's audio only, and it's about an hour long. And there's a few different ways you can listen to it. You can listen to it through iTunes. You can subscribe to it and it downloads to your phone automatically or your computer. You can listen to it through Stitcher or any other podcasting app. You can listen to it on our website or you can listen to it on SoundCloud. So there's a few different ways you can listen to it. All right, so thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around to the end. As always, be safe, stay passionate, and make something.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 59 of Making It. I'm Bob Claggett, here with Jimmy DiResta.
Hello, everybody.
And David Picciuto.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
So, Bob, what are you working on?
Currently working on a mute switch for next week's video. It's a mute switch for a microphone.
Awesome.
What about you, Jimmy? What are you working on?
I was in Arizona working for George Dickel Whiskey, doing another live building event, and I built a bar on location out of pallets, and then the top was a big slab of ponderosa pine that I found at a place out there.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, let's do it. What do you got, Bob? You go first. Throw one out there.
All right, so I got 4 things left on my list that we didn't talk about last time. One is a pedal board. So I've been really wanting to get back into playing music lately.